All the information shared in this video is available on the public platform. Nothing is discussed here which may breach the confidentiality of our armed forces. Defense Detective respects our defense forces and works only on the information that is available for public use.
The United States has spent hundreds of millions of dollars implementing its vicious color revolution strategy in targeted nations, aiming to turn them into subservient states. This strategy often results in chaos, instability, and even war, ultimately benefiting Western military-industrial enterprises. However, in recent times, particularly in Bangladesh, Washington's regime change plot has inadvertently created immense opportunities for one of its key rivals, China. Following a meticulously orchestrated jihadist coup in Bangladesh on 5 August 2025, which resulted in the ousting of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and an abrupt end to her 15-year rule, Donald Trump, during his election campaign, condemned the situation. On 31 October 2024, he tweeted, "I strongly condemn the barbaric violence against Hindus, Christians, and other minorities who are being attacked and looted by mobs in Bangladesh, which remains in a total state of chaos. This would have never happened on my watch." Kamala and Joe have ignored Hindus across the world and in America. They have been a disaster from Israel to Ukraine to our own southern border. But we will make America strong again and bring back peace through strength. Although President Trump assumed office on 20th January 2025, the brutal atrocities against Hindus, Christians, and religious minorities in Bangladesh have not ceased. Moreover, Washington has neither taken action nor issued a warning regarding these developments. Instead, on 28 March 2025, the U.S. State Department announced that on 1 April, Secretary of State Marco Rubio and First Lady Melania Trump would host the annual International Women of Courage (IWOC) awards ceremony at the Department of State. Among the honorees was the Women Student Protest Leaders of Bangladesh, a group that had been financially supported by the U.S. deep state. The announcement from the U.S. State Department stated, "A valiant group of women were key drivers in the student protest movement against violent repression in Bangladesh in July to August 2024. They demonstrated extraordinary bravery, standing between security forces and male protesters despite threats and violence. When their male counterparts were arrested, these women found innovative ways to continue communication and lead the protests, defying censorship efforts even during the complete shutdown of the internet. Their bravery and selflessness amid uncertainty epitomized true courage." The most surprising aspect of this situation is that just months ago, Donald Trump criticized the Biden administration's regime change plot in Bangladesh, stating that Biden and Kamala Harris had pushed the country into a total state of chaos. Most notably, despite Trump's presidential victory on 5 November 2024, Muhammad Yunus, a well-known Trump critic, is diligently advancing the agenda set by Biden, the Clintons, and Soros while entirely disregarding Trump. Over the past several months, large business contracts worth billions of dollars have been awarded to companies linked to the Clintons and Soros. Furthermore, during his recent visit to China, Muhammad Yunus signed several agreements facilitating China's increasing dominance in Bangladesh and gradually paving the way for Beijing to establish full control over the nation. In essence, the American deep state's so-called color revolution plot has backfired, leading Bangladesh to firmly align with the anti-US bloc. Meanwhile, recognizing Trump's inability to take immediate action in Bangladesh due to America's dire economic conditions and unresolved domestic crisis, including the illegal migration issue, Yunus is positioning himself as another Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini or Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Under his rule, Islamist and jihadist elements, including Al-Qaeda, Islamic State, ISIS, Hizb ut-Tahrir, Hifz-e-Islam, and Hamas, have intensified their brutalities against Hindus, Christians, ethnic minorities, and secular groups in Bangladesh. Muhammad Yunus, an unabashed Islamofascist, has not hesitated to publicly discuss how he has leveraged the influence of UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres to suppress critical coverage in global print and electronic media. On 25 March 2025, during a national address, Muhammad Yunus openly admitted that he had sought the UN Secretary-General's assistance in preventing the spread of rumors and false information about his regime. Yunus stated, "Everyone knows who is behind these rumors and why. We have sought the cooperation of the United Nations to prevent the spread of these rumors and false information. The UN Secretary-General has assured us of his cooperation in dealing with this." According to a highly placed source, during Antonio Guterres' visit to Bangladesh, Yunus' office handed over a list of several Indian TV channels, news agencies, and newspapers, requesting that the UN exert pressure on these media outlets to remove any content criticizing him or his administration. Additionally, Yunus urged Guterres to influence Google, the parent company of YouTube, to delete content critical of Bangladesh's current regime and Muhammad Yunus. Commenting on Muhammad Yunus' policies, his continuous human rights violations, and his support for terrorism, Dr. Michael Rubin, a former Pentagon official and senior fellow at both the American Enterprise Institute and the Middle East Forum, told the author in an exclusive interview, "The problem with Muhammad Yunus is that by embracing terror, he is going down a dangerous path. He is pouring gasoline on a fire. It's not just about Yunus supporting Hamas, Hezbollah, Jamaat-e-Islami, Lashkar-e-Taiba, or Al-Qaeda. The real issue is that he is endangering the entire region." When it comes to foreign policy, Yunus may embrace China, but someone needs to ask whether his actions truly benefit the people of Bangladesh. Take a look at Pakistan, which, due to the China-Pakistan economic corridor, is now burdened with over $38 billion in debt. Sri Lanka and the Maldives are facing similar situations, the Maldives increasingly leaning toward Islamism and Sri Lanka becoming a Chinese satellite state. It is astonishing how one man could sell out Bangladesh's freedom and democracy so quickly. The only question that remains is whether Muhammad Yunus is doing this out of ego, greed, or ideology. I suspect it is a combination of all three. Failure of America's color revolution plot. Beyond Bangladesh, the USA's color revolution strategy has often led to unintended consequences in other nations, creating power vacuums that adversaries such as China and Russia have exploited. One of the most striking examples is Ukraine, where Washington's support for the 2014 Euromaidan protests and the subsequent ousting of President Viktor Yanukovych deepened the country's divisions. Instead of securing Ukraine as a stronghold for Western influence, the event paved the way for Russia's annexation of Crimea and the ongoing conflict in the Donbas region. A decade later, Ukraine remains embroiled in war, reliant on Western aid, while Russia has strengthened its strategic alliances with China, Iran, and North Korea.